Hello and welcome to Versus Live. I'm Ross Merriam.
And I'm Corey Baumeister.
And we've got Rob in the booth. Say hi, Rob.
Hi, Rob.
Rob will be taking all of your questions, comments, concerns, and burns in the chat. Make sure you tag at Star City Games so he can see them and send his favorites over to us. It is Ikoria pre-release week. Was it the pre-release supposed to be this weekend?
I would think it is. Yeah, it's usually right. Now it's usually 2 days after Arena, which is really cool. I mean, you get to play it on Arena before you go in and sit down. But yeah, we were all going to gather right in that building over there and play some pre-releasing this weekend.
But now, no.
No.
Instead, we get nothing.
Instead, we get Arena.
Go home.
Yeah, wow, that's extreme.
Stay there.
That's the thing you need to take away from this.
Yep.
Good
We're
lesson.
actually done. We can go home.
Okay, well, hey, this is a great show, everybody. I want to thank our sponsor.
So we are on the heels of the Arena Early Access Streamer event, which was yesterday. Yep. I spent much of my day watching, just flipping around between different streams.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I've seen a couple games of this deck. Next streamer. Okay, the next one. Oh, there's 30 other people I want to watch.
It was a crazy day. It was so much fun to play.
Yeah, you were playing it for, a good 6, 7, 8 hours.
Yeah,
like
a good
that.
6 hours. I played maybe like 5 different brews, including your Mardu deck. People really love that. And just seeing, I don't know if you played much on Arena. I know you have not played much on Arena, but back in the day with Scape Shift and Field of Ruin, when you'd go end sub Scape Shift, get like a ton of zombies, you'd get that little icon where it would show the amount of triggers, but it's too many triggers to count. So it'd be like a 15, and then they'd slowly start resolving, That's what I was doing with Broodmother there at the end, and it was insane. Just seeing it happen and not having to remember, like, okay, this didn't have flying, we don't have counters like this, like, it was just absurd.
Just glad I don't have to keep track of any of this.
No kidding. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't have to keep track of triggers with that deck and this deck I'm playing, because some of the triggers were outrageous, and Arena is really saving us there. But, man, when we get back to paper tournaments, this is going to be a challenge. It's going to be a challenge. This set has a lot of triggers.
So what are you playing here in match 1?
All right, so I'm going to be playing a deck that, well, first I kind of played as my very first preview deck when we started our preview season, 2-3 weeks ago, but we didn't have a lot of key cards. Genesis, I'm going to be playing Temur Elementals, by the way, for anybody who doesn't have the ability to look on Cardboard Live, I guess. But some of the changes we didn't have the Triome lands. We didn't have Genesis Ultimatum. We didn't have Parcel Beast. And I think that's it. So I was playing more like Cavalier Thorns, Uros, things that didn't necessarily synergize. And now we got all those cards. We have a new Pioneer for the deck, which is actually insane. Everything's an elemental, so you're just getting +1/+1 in vigilance to all your creatures, including your already vigilance 3/3 elemental lands, but whatever.
It's good for lands to be double vigilant.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen.
I mean, we got to stay vigilant in these times.
Yes,
absolutely.
Exactly.
But the deck.
Your Leafkin Druids getting vigilance is great. Your Parcel Beast getting vigilance is great.
Yeah. And I mean, I did a lot of winning with this deck. In fact, I did 0 losing with it. It was like towards the end of my stream, and Zach Allen came in and was like, you have to try this deck. And I only played like 4 or 5 games with it, but it was unreal.
I actually watched him a bit play the deck yesterday. And he also did not do much losing, if any.
Yeah. And I mean, take it for what you want. These are without sideboards. So game 1's best of 1 is a lot different than best of 3 when you get sideboards. Some decks will be a lot better, vice versa, but it was impressive.
Definitely a very powerful synergistic deck.
Yeah.
And those tend to do very well early in the format.
So before we get into this, what did you watch that you think, as far as archetypes, that were really successful, and maybe the big failures that you noticed?
I didn't watch a lot of things that were really blew me away.
Okay.
Everything, a lot of decks, a lot of it's people brewing.
Yeah.
Every brew just kind of looks a little mediocre, and so I actually just saw a lot of that. But almost all the time it was like, I like half of what this deck is doing, but we need to fix this other half of it.
Yeah.
And I watched a lot of Jim Davis's stream, and that happened with his very first deck. He was playing an Is It control deck, with the idea being to utilize Yadaro as your win condition.
Okay.
So,
I saw a couple of those.
Yeah, throughout a long game, you're just cycling Yadaro a few times, then finally you get to the 4th one, and it just comes in.
Yeah.
And it ended up being that Rael was really impressive, and he wanted to be a more aggressive deck and utilize Rael.
Yeah.
But that didn't really fit with all the controlling elements. So even though he built the deck to be a Yadara control deck, it was that part of the deck that was disappointing. But the Rael just like play cheap spells and like, Thrill of Possibility, maybe Cathartic Reunion was a ton of card advantage, but also gave you some tempo because you were creating this huge body.
Oh, yeah, I did a lot of that. Yesterday.
Yeah, so a lot of things like that. So there was no, honestly, probably the Temur Elementals from Zach, some of the Gyruda decks looked like they were doing really broken things when they came together.
Yeah.
And the fact that you always had Gyruda on 6 mana was really important for consistency. So there were a lot of flashy decks. I'm concerned about Gyruda's ability to exist in a world where people play any sort of counter spells.
Mystical Dispute, get wrecked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially because they can't play Teferi.
And especially because Mystical Dispute, one thing that I did learn as a big winner from the Streamer Showdown event is like every flash deck was doing insane. Because people were just playing, all these things. They were screwing around, and then all these flash decks were coming in and be like, you got to have an early game plan, or you're getting dunked on. Now, granted, a lot of Mystical Disputes are going to be in sideboard, so I do think that is going to be a deck that really shines for best of one, and may get a little bit more beat down for, sideboard games, but all the flash decks look really good. Really good. That octopus, like we suggested, was nice.
And I've got one of those coming up later in the show for sure.
Great.
But I'm going to be starting with an experimental deck that I've been wanting to try, but I knew I needed to wait until the entire set was released.
Yeah.
This is the first time we're playing Standard since we got the full set last Friday.
So you're playing a decent amount of new cards?
I am playing in the main deck.
Yeah.
42 of them.
Oh, okay. That's not bad.
Yeah, so Rob's work is cut out for him, bringing up all the different card images.
Yeah,
I'm working smarter, not harder. I already have them all queued up.
Wow. Okay, let's switch this match to match 2. Should we play? Keep Rob on his toes here.
So I'm going to be playing Mono Black Aggro.
Yeah.
But no, this is a Boros cycling aggro deck. I know PV's been messing around with some cycling decks.
I beat him yesterday. No big deal. Or anything.
Well, now you've got an even bigger challenge.
Yeah. Ross Merriam without the marbles. Yeah. PV is the beginner SCG content.
Yeah, does PV have 5 open trophies?
Yeah.
He doesn't have any.
I don't think he's won a single open. He's in the ranks of like really good players, but no trophies like Edgar, Tannen, but he hasn't quite broken through yet.
Really slacking.
It's going to be his time one day, but you know what? Right now, you will be the end boss, so yeah.
Yes. So basically, of all the cycling payoffs, Valiant Defender. It's the 3-1. Rob, I'm sure you know.
Let's hope so, because I
don't know if it's a 3-1. I can bring it up, though.
The 2-mana 3-1 that makes a 1-1 when you cycle.
He just said he was working smarter and had them all queued up.
Yes, that is the right one. I haven't queued up. I can't tell you what all the cards do. Yeah. I'm not that good.
Valiant Defender, Flourishing Fox, Reptilian Mirroring, and Zenith Flare are your big payoffs. There's also Savai Thundermare, which I think is going to be the weakest of the 5 cycling payoffs.
The Fox seems absurd to me.
Yeah, the Fox I think is the best one because it's your 1-drop.
Yeah.
Like it really gets you set up. Savai Thundermare, the fact that it can't deal damage even to just planeswalkers, it's only creatures, is a really big downside. Though here it can pick off Thunderkin Awakeners, can pick off Risen Reefs. So it should be pretty good in this matchup, which is nice.
Yeah.
But I'm actually most excited about Reptilian Reflection. This is the enchantment that turns into a 5/4.
Yeah, that card's insane.
Yeah, I think that's where you get a lot of your pressure.
The fact that it's haste is it's just a perfect turn 4 play.
Yeah.
Honestly, remember what was the ferocious 5/4 where it got haste if you had a creature that was like 4 power or more or something? It was around like Savage Knuckleblade time.
You're talking about the one with Formidable where you needed Sirach?
Yeah.
8 power total and it gave any creature haste?
Exactly, yeah. But most of the time you want itself to gain haste when you play it. It's the same thing if you get to cycle, right? 4 mana, 5/4 haste, except you have trampled now. So
I even had the Surik ready to bring up. I'm just that ready today.
Oh my God. You are prepared. Rob has actually been in here since the last Versus Live. He just hasn't been allowed to leave, didn't want to go home.
Yeah.
So
that 4th point of toughness also means it doesn't die to Scorching Dragonfire.
Yeah.
It doesn't die to any sweepers like Shadow the Sky because it's not a creature on their turn. Unless you want it to be. So I think that's actually a pretty important card to the deck. And then Zenith Flare is just going to give you absurd amounts of reach.
Yeah.
Because it's not just about how many cards you cycle. Like, all the creatures that you're casting have cycling too.
So even if creatures die.
Yeah. That's going to add to it. So that card's going to deal 6+ damage pretty regularly. And if you're at 2 of them, it's pretty easy to just send them at the face.
Yeah.
Even if you haven't done a whole lot in the early game.
Yeah, it seems interesting. It definitely seems interesting.
So definitely, you're running a lot of underpowered cards to support them. The Drannith Healers and Drannith Stingers. Just all the cards that cycle for 1 mana.
Yeah.
I want all of them. I'm playing some Triomes.
You got the Boon Wisher in there? The 6 mana blue card?
I am not playing that one. I'm playing all the cards I can cast. And honestly,
Bless you.
It honestly might be right to play just all 1 mana cyclers. I could definitely see that.
Yeah.
Because the 2 mana cyclers have been a little awkward. I'm playing some Shredded Sails. I'm playing the Moloch that you can cast for 5 mana.
Yeah.
And recast a cycling card from your graveyard. Because when you're cycling a lot, you do end up drawing a lot of lands.
Okay.
So I wanted something to help me utilize some more lands later in the game. That's what the Moloch does. But yeah, all the 2 mana cycles have been a little awkward. But when the engine gets going, the deck looks pretty good.
Yeah, it did look good when Paulo was playing it. I happened to be playing Jeskai Control up against it. So I was just like, Scorching Dragonfire, your 2-drop, Teferi Bounce, your enchantment, Elspeth Conquers Death, the 5/4. Like, I had good, clean answers for the enchantment and stuff like that. But there were situations where it looked like it was going to get away from me. But it was like there was one turn where he just animated the 5/4, attacked, and I was like, okay, ultimatum on your turn, kill it, draw 5 cards, gain 5 life, and it was like, okay, this game's over.
Yeah, every time I saw somebody resolve an ultimatum, it was pretty good.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Unsurprisingly, resolving 7-mana spells is good.
Shocking, right?
Who could have guessed? I watched the Jeskai one get resolved. I watched the Temur one get resolved. I watched the Abzan one get resolved to bring back 7 permanents.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Ultimatums have been working, in the households between man and wife forever. Whenever, somebody's not mowing the lawn or something, ultimatums always work there. So why wouldn't they work on the battlefield?
Haven't been mowing the lawn, have you?
No, I haven't been.
Drawing it from a little real life experience.
Shall we get into it?
Let's do it.
All right. So I got you in Pioneer last time, so you will be going first.
Don't remind me.
Oh, I'll remind you.
Do let me go first, but don't remind me.
Okay. Well, hey, do you remember that Pioneer Day?
Okay. This hand seems perfectly fine.
Yeah, anybody who doesn't remember the Pioneer Day, a good clip of it is located on my Twitter account, Ross's Twitter account, Star City Games' Twitter account. It was classic. It was classic.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
I will start with a Sacred Foundry.
All right.
Turn.
I will go Breeding Pool and ship it back.
Okay, let's play a Valiant Rescuer so I can start getting some 1/1s.
3/1s. Okay. Seems good. All right, 1 play here. Let's go with the Druid. Pass to you. Ooh. I don't like ooh.
Attack for 3.
I'm not going to chump. 17.
17. Yeah, I think I just want to kill this. I'm going to cast Go for Blood and have the Valiant Rescuer fight.
Let me read that one again. That is the... fight.
It's like just Prey Pawn.
It's dead.
Pass the turn. Prey Pawn was cycling.
Okay. All right. Now I got an interesting choice here. To just play... If we take a look at my hand here, to just play this or get one of these into play. It's pretty close.
Also play Kahira.
Yeah, I could play Kahira. Yeah, that is a decent card, but I think right now I'd rather take 2 and Risen Reef. Trigger,
15.
Tap, go.
Okay, I am going to attack for 3.
I'll block.
I will cycle Drannith Stinger and make a 1/1.
Okay.
These trade.
Okay.
And then I will play Savai Thundermare.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
Thundermare. Figured my Risen Reefs weren't going to be
Thundermane, just before
Thundermane, yeah,
chat reminds me about
Yeah,
it.
Thundermare would be like a horse. Thundermane, my bad.
Okay. How dare you? Now what do we want to do? Let's see. I don't want to play something that gets in range of this. Yeah, not that, basically. How about we go... This is an interesting one. How about we go like this, and then we mutate? And
that's a pretty good play.
Just keep this as a 2/4 on top with the abilities under it. Pass to you.
That's a pretty good play.
Not bad.
Well, don't really have good attacks because of that, so I think I will just play Reptilian Reflection.
Okay.
Don't have a 1-mana cycler, unfortunately.
Yay.
That would be big. In fact, I have a 2-mana cycler in my hand. If this was just an uncastable 1-mana cycler, it would be significantly better.
The 6-mana sorcery that's blue?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? I'm at 15, yes. Correct, my friend. Correct. Now let's go with... Let's see here. So it becomes a 5/4, eh?
With Trample and Haste.
Love it.
And it's a dinosaur.
You're a dinosaur. Oh, did I say that out loud?
Yes, you did.
That's good. All right, so let's start with Omnath on that. Now, let's go with take 2, and we'll put a counter on Omnath. Pass to you.
You're at 13.
Yep.
Okay. Well, we drew a Flourishing Fox, which is kind of cool. So animate this.
Okay.
And fortunately did not hit. So get in 4, 5.
So is this fight card an instant?
No, it's sorcery.
So you don't have many instant interactions here, I would imagine. It does have trample as well, right?
Yep.
So I could think about double blocking here, giving you the option and soaking up all damage, but I definitely want to try to prevent. I'm just going to block here.
Okay, take 1.
Yep.
You're at 12.
12, yep.
I will play a Flourishing Fox.
Okay.
And cycle Rooting Moloch, get a counter.
Okay.
And pass the turn.
Activate.
Yep.
We'll put this into my hand. Untap. Okay, that's an interesting draw. Definitely interesting. I think we're just going to... Pretty close. All right, we're going to start with Risen Reef.
Yep.
Put this into hand. Now... going to Parcel Beast this?
Yes. So does that trigger Risen Reef?
It doesn't.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I just wanted to
actually,
make sure.
I'm kind of thinking maybe I don't want to do that. Because I was thinking maybe I can add mana and then trigger with that, but it wouldn't have haste. All right, we're just going to go... like this, and cast another Risen Reef. 2 triggers. And land, pass to you.
Okay, get in there.
So I want to try to soak up damage a little bit here because I am worried about just getting Zenith fired out of the game. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's already so much. So I'm just gonna block the Fox with 1.
Okay, take 1 to
Yep.
11.
11.
Pass the turn.
Okay. All right, so let's go with a Nissa.
That's pretty good.
Not bad.
4 others in hand.
Yep. Untap a forest. And we'll attack for just 3.
I go to 17.
And then second main, I'm going to mutate this onto here.
Yeah.
Okay. Exile the top card of your library into exile a non-land permanent card. Permanent card, so that won't do it. All right. I'll get a new Nissa. And we'll untap. I think this is fine. We'll untap this land and then pass to you.
On your end step, I'm going to flare you for 5.
Do you got another one?
So you go to 6, I go to 22.
Yeah.
I'm 1 short for another one.
Yeah.
Because the reflection and the Thundermare don't count.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's only cards with the
okay.
cycling ability.
Okay, gotcha.
Pass the turn.
Okay, end step, activate.
Yep.
Hand, untap. Draw. Let's see. Suppose let's start with Risen Reef.
Yep.
2 triggers. Hand. Scry. Bottom. Untap this. Parcel Beast triggers.
Yep. So 2 Risen Reefs.
Yep. And Autumn. Mana. Awakener triggers.
Yep.
I think I'll keep that. Okay. Then I'll attack. These just came in. All right, 1, 2. You're at 17?
22, I gained 5
yeah,
from
that's
the
right.
flare.
That's right. Okay. Then we will attack with these 3 lands and this.
I'll jump 2 of the lands.
Okay. Take 9.
Yep. I'm at 13.
Okay. Second main.
Yep.
Omnath. Triggers off Risen Reef, and then trigger upstairs to you for 4, 5.
16 response.
Okay. I mean, you could have killed me during your turn before you wait for any of this.
No, I need an extra.
Yeah, you just attack with it. I either take it and then you kill me, or so I figured you didn't have that because I only had creatures that would kill it.
Yeah. I looked over at the Leaf Kindred and still assumed it was an 0-3.
Yeah, it was a 2-4, so you could have just attacked and then did it. So I was like, okay, you probably can't have that, otherwise you just have me dead. But okay, well, yep, that's GG. That's
even
GG.
a 13 with Flare.
Yeah, I don't know really what I could have gotten except like double Omnath and like maybe get you in the face and then attack with 6. That's what I was really thinking about. I was like, well, just in case you do have it, is there any way I can... Oh, and I kind of forgot about my... about my companion, but I was like, is there any way where I can not give you a chance to block, right?
Yeah.
And it was just with you gaining life the last time, there just wasn't an avenue. But I mean, that was impressive. We just saw you whittle me down, to 12.
It was really just the power of Zenith Flare.
Yeah.
I did a bunch of things that you pretty easily handled, but they set up me having a bunch of gigantic burn spells that you just have no interaction.
Yeah, and you just got to deal me 11, and I'm a deck that deals myself a decent amount of damage.
You shocked yourself twice.
Yeah, I shocked myself twice, and maybe I have to be really careful about that and just play the second best spell if it means that I'm not going to get burned to the face.
Yeah, but then that makes the other elements of the deck a little bit stronger. So
No, I'm the element deck. Elementals. All right, Rob, do you got a question while we shuffle up for our second game?
I do have one.
What do you got?
So now that we've had some more time to play with Ikoria, what are your favorite cards?
Favorite cards? Well, I think Rael has probably become my favorite real quickly. And the Jeskai Ultimatum. That card is just an absolute delight. That's the one that, like, I'm not even the Jeskai list that I'm trying to build to just play, like some tournaments coming up. I just don't even think I need Dreamtrawler, Like, it's just not really necessary. Narset kicks everything's butt. The new Narset just being able to... if they play Narset first, tick up to 5, and you just tick down Narset, discard a Shark Tornado or something. I have been a huge fan of that ultimatum. It just brings you back in like any kind of matchup. It was pretty nice.
Yeah. My top 2 definitely have to be Sea Dasher Octopus and Luminous Broodmoth.
Yeah. I'm sad I didn't see much Dirgebat, if anything, which is kind of crazy, but yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure if people... we've been playing this set for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
right? And everybody else is really just getting their first taste now. And I think we figured out a few things that I think will take a couple days.
Yeah.
And that for everybody else to catch up a little bit. And it's the fact that just exactly how to utilize mutate.
Yeah.
Best. When you read Bat, the instinct on every card is to read it as sort of the self-contained entity. And
it's think, 6 mana. That's a lot.
6 mana is a lot. Like, I get a 3/3 with my Hero's Downfall. Like, that's okay, but it's pretty expensive for 6 mana. But really, it's like this okay size, like 4 mana 3/3 that then just turns your cheap mutate cards into Hero's Downfalls.
Exactly. No, I mean, Dirgebat was insane. I had it cast against me once, and it was like, and there was a situation in game that I was even saying to chat, I was like, well, if they have Dirgebat here, I'm absolutely dead, but otherwise I might be okay. And they had the bat. I was, that was the one time I saw it. But yeah, Dirgebat, Octopus looked great yesterday. I played a little of Todd's mono blue deck yesterday, and it was awesome.
Yeah, that definitely has to. That's a little bit of a function of the way people are trying out new cards. Like the flash decks are really punishing to untune strategies.
Of course, yeah, and no sideboards.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to main deck disputes when you're trying your cool decks, but you're definitely going to sideboard disputes in all your blue decks. Yeah. So like, I lost to it with Jeskai, even though I just felt like that Jeskai deck was just very, very good. I lost to it twice, but it's like I look at my sideboard and I have 4 disputes. I'm like, yeah, good luck, post board, But
I also like flash decks in a format where it seems like people are trying to resolve 6 and 7 mana cards.
And they happen to just all be blue, basically.
Yeah. So I do think the flash decks will still be good, but maybe not quite as good as they should.
One thing I didn't see Luca or Vivian.
Yeah, I'm really sour on both Planeswalkers. I saw a little bit of Luca.
Yeah, I did too. Somebody was trying someone was trying to kind of do your deck.
Yeah.
But I got them real good. So I got to tell this story because you'll laugh. They had fires in play, and then turn 5, they just go 5 mana right away, Castle Locthwin, Castle, whatever, to bring a token in. And then I'm like, okay, well, they're clearly wanting to just Luca sack and get a giant creature, And I'm just like, oh, okay, Brazen Bar bounce fires, you're dead. Like, wrong sequencing on that one there, buddy.
Not the best.
Yeah, okay. Your hand good?
It is okay.
Okay, I'm going to start with a Temple. I do not need a 7 mana spell in my land light hand, so we'll put that on the bottom.
Okay, I will play Mountain and pass.
Okay, oh, that was a great draw. So I'm going to take 2 and play Leafkin. past you. Needed that untap land real badly.
Cycle a Footfall Crater.
What did I learn from taking 2 damage to myself? And here I go. Turn 2. We're back.
I'm going to play a Savai Thundermane.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right. Dealing 2 to things. Well, strangely enough, I think I'm going to have to play into it. And go with Risen Reef. Hand this. Scry. Keep this on top and pass to you.
Okay. Well, if you're going to let me kill a Risen Reef...
Well, I'm not going to let you, but you have the option to do so, yes.
So let's cycle a Footfall Crater, kill the Reef, I gain 2, attack for 3.
15.
15 to 22, and I'll pass the turn.
The only thing I'm cool with that transaction is just being able to... do I want to play a land? So I got a great turn here. And yeah, maybe... It's hard to not just... If we would take a look at my hand, this is interesting, because it's really hard to not want to just slam this. It's just a great card, yeah. I mean, but I actually think I have a better play here by going... I have to tap this differently. By going Risen Reef, trigger, that into my hand, play Awakener, trigger, land, scry, keep that on top, attack comes into play, attacks double trigger. I'll put this into play and this into play, and then take 2.
Take 1, right?
They're both attacking.
Oh,
it brings it in attacking, yep.
Sure. So I'm at 20.
So put you to, 20. 20 and 15, and then Risen Reef goes away and pass to you.
Yeah, that was pretty messed up.
Yeah, not bad. And now, I mean, like, if you want to kill the Risen Reef or the Awakener again, it's like, okay, you got to use your whole turn.
I definitely want to kill the Awakener. Let's get in for 3.
Okay. Yeah. So I can forget about that again.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We'll peek it out a
Appreciate
little, but
that.
when it's here, it just looks like it's on the battlefield.
A sick little combo, too. I mean, if you have, like, a +1/+1 counter on this, giving it another pump and then bringing back Omnath or something is quite nice.
Yeah. So you're at 12. I'm going to play a Draenith Stinger and then go for blood, having the Thunderbane fight the Awakener.
Okay. It's dead.
Pass the turn.
Okay.
Now Corey has 1 million mana.
1 million. 1 million
we
confirmed.
counted. We did the math.
Me maths. Me many maths here. All right, so we're going to... It's Nissa time now. Now the real question is, what do we all want to do with it?
How does Nissa time compare to Peanut Butter Jelly time?
Oh, it's pretty close. Less sticky.
Okay.
Yep. In case you were wondering.
4 in hand.
Yeah. 5 if you count the companion, which is actually looking decent right now. So that's the one that deals 1 damage to each opponent when you cycle something.
Yep.
Arguably more important right now than anything else. So what if I go float 3, green, red, blue, or how about green, green, blue? I'm just seeing if there's a way if I can cast this plus my other card here with the help from Leafkin.
Is it Omnath?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you float 3, you untap Stomach Ground, you go up to 5, you play the Omnath floating 1, then you have 4 creatures, then you tap this, go up to 3.
And then I get to attack. Okay, yep. You smart. All right, so put this up here. So I have 1 floating now.
Yeah.
Omnath, and I think I want to kill this. And then 3 for that. Put that into play. Attack for 2.
And you do get triggers from the Risen Reef.
Oh,
the Omnath.
Just the Omnath.
Yeah, the Omnath.
Yep, okay. Put that into hand, and then a take 2.
Yeah, it's Vigilance 2. So I'm at 18.
Your go.
12. That was
not a bad turn, huh?
messed up turn.
Not a bad turn.
I'm gonna need quite a lot of help here.
Yeah, this one's not looking great. So far, it does seem like this is a very play-dependent matchup. So neither of us interact a crazy a ton. Like your creatures interact a decent amount, but otherwise we're just kind of slamming haymakers.
I'm once again getting like kind of punished for having 2 mana cyclers, and I just really wish I had uncastable cards that cycle for 1 mana. I like this. Like I'm never casting these Rooting Molocks. If this were,
which one's the Rooting Moloch again?
It's the 5 mana 4/4. Like exiles a card from your graveyard with cycling, and then until your next turn, until the end of your next turn, you can cast the card.
Yeah.
So like kind of gives you a 2-for-1 when you flood late.
Cast out's not legal, right?
Correct.
Okay, that'd be nice, right?
Yeah.
That would be real ideal in that deck.
Like I have another Gopher Blood. I could like kill this with the Thundermane, then fight this, then like maybe attack and like get the Omnath. But you would probably just trade all the resources anyway.
You do that to my companion? I thought we're companions.
Because you just have a Nissa. You're at 12. So the only way I'm winning this game is with a bunch of things.
A bunch of things.
Zenith Flare, you know the card. So right now you're 12, and I can get up to 6 cards in the graveyard. So maybe if I set up to just Zenith Flare next turn, Zenith Flare the turn after, I can do something.
Possibly.
So I think what I want to do is cycle Rooting Moloch and pay 2, deal with the Karenga. That stops as much pressure as possible. That brings me to 20. And then pass the turn.
Untap. Well, that's disgusting. Okay, so trigger, draw a card, put a counter on something. We'll put a counter on. We'll try to get we'll get Omnath out of there. So draw a card from that. Sacrifice. Trigger, draw a card. Get a forest.
It's like the world's best tireless tracker.
Yeah, pretty much. We're gonna put another counter on this. Draw another card. All right. So now we're gonna go 3, 4, 5, 6. Mutate onto Risen Reef. Cascade. Should have probably used Nissa first in case I hit that, but whatever. Lands, Awakener, trigger. Oh, there. Okay. 5 lands, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay. Trigger Risen Reef with this. I already played a land, so we'll do that. Trigger Omnath, draw a card.
Probably want to counter on the Awakener.
Yep. Draw a card there. This is spicy. Okay, so now we'll untap this land. 3 counters here. We'll attack with these. All these. Trigger off Awakener. Bring back Risen Reef. 2 triggers. Land. And then you may block.
Well, you get to draw 2 cards and put 2 counters somewhere.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry. So sorry. Okay.
So it's harder when Arena's not helping you, but
Yeah.
I'm here now.
No kidding. Thanks, buddy. We'll put a counter there. We'll put a counter there. Draw 2. Okay. Yeah, continue. I have 8 magic cards in hand.
Block the 5/5, I guess.
Okay.
Then take
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
I'll go to 3.
Okay, and then how about an Omnath to your dome? Or I could have played Genesis Hydra. Oh man, could I have played Genesis Hydra? What a punt. Could have played Genesis Hydra, revealed the top 5.
Corey, that's not a Hydra.
Or Genesis Ultimatum, whatever. That would actually have been pretty bad.
Yeah, it's not a good ultimatum, but.
All right. Well, there's the... welcome to Triggers Live. We have all the triggers here you possibly need. I mean, it's absurd. I probably missed like 3. I mean, who knows?
That deck just goes off now.
It really does.
It used to be that the Elementals deck you could go over the top of.
Yeah.
Like it was doing kind of cool stuff, and like unless it got like double Risen Reef going, you'd go over the top of it.
Yeah.
Now
like Scapeshift and Vampires just went way over the top in the time, but yeah.
Now it's just like
this
they
seems
just kill you.
It seems like the most over the top deck. It's like all these other decks are ramping up to just giant Crasi. But I mean, when you Genesis Ultimatum, whether you have Omnath or Risen Reef, as long as you have like one of those kind of effects, all your lands double trigger, all your elementals are stack triggering and stuff like this. So like if you have 2 Risen Reefs and you played 2 elementals, you're getting 4 triggers right there. It just really gets out of hand, and you ramp so quickly with it, so it's pretty spicy.
And now you have Genesis Ultimatum, not only puts you into this combo mode where you just kill them.
Yeah.
Because you get so far ahead. It also is a card that helps you recover if your opponents just kill that for the first 4 or 5 turns of the game.
Yeah.
You can just make land drops, caster growth spirals. Maybe they let your Leaf Kindred live because they're killing all your other stuff.
Yep.
And on 7 mana, you just cast that. And, suddenly you're really far ahead in card advantage. And it's all on the battlefield, so they have to deal with it immediately. And it snowballs. It's a very impressive deck.
And it passes the "Are you a blue deck?" test, and you get the best sideboard cards right now for what I anticipate to just be busted cards.
So you're going to bring in Mystical Dispute against me?
Oh, and Aether Gust. Let's go. But we are going to head to sideboarding here and see what we can both come up with. Now that our lists are a little bit more refined, the sideboards are actually starting to make a little bit more sense. So we're going to head there, and we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back with Versus Live.
And welcome back to Versus Live, where we are sideboarding in our matchup between Boros Cycling Aggro and Temur Elementals. On my side, as I mentioned, the worst cards in my deck have been the cards that cycle for 2 mana.
Yep.
So I'm trimming down on a lot of those to bring in some better interaction. We got some Scorching Dragonfires.
Bring in much more expensive cards.
We got some Snapdaxes. We can give our 5/4 dinosaurs double strike or make some of our other creatures bigger. I want to just get big chunks in and then Zenith Flare you out because I am not going to compete with you playing a normal game of Magic.
I don't think any deck is competing with this at a normal rate. Like you have to contain every step of the way, otherwise the late game goes to this Genesis Ultimatum deck.
So I'm going to try to contain you a little bit and then get my cyclers in the graveyard, Zenith Flare you out, get the damage I can in early, and then this card is going to help me do a lot of that. And this deck does make land drops because you're cycling a bunch. I'm playing a good number of lands because you want to be cycling and using Savai Thundermane, and so you have mana sinks.
Yeah.
So you're actually a higher land count aggro deck. It's 22.
Okay.
But 4 of them are cycling. I'm not playing any temples. Instead, I'm playing 2 and 2 of the Jeskai and Mardu Triome.
Okay. Sure.
Shoehorn a few more cyclers into the deck.
Sure.
So
nice use of Shoehorn.
Yeah. We don't wear a lot of shoes now that we're always inside.
Never have.
Yeah.
I never have.
Not that I own a shoehorn, though.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about getting one.
Okay.
I'm the kind of person that owns
if there was one person in this room who would own one, I would assume it would be you.
It would be me.
It'd be you, yeah. I mean, I'm just choosing between which socks to wear with my socks and sandals on a given day, so not exactly for me, I would suppose. But.
Around the house, I'm often in slippers. So.
Slippers, yeah, that's nice. Keep your toes warm.
But they are full shoes. Like they have a back to them. They're not just slide your foot in and flop around.
Wow, you're classy. Yeah. You're classy. Okay, so from my end, I too wear slippers at home. No, I'm just kidding.
Welcome back to Slippers Live, where we see which slipper fits.
Exactly.
That was last set.
that was. Oh, that's good.
You mean 2 sets ago, right?
That's good.
Yeah, I'm just
wow, you
not
had
here.
to ruin his joke.
Oh,
it was
man.
so good. We all knew what he meant. And here's Buzzkill Ross coming in to correct a minor detail.
Ruining jokes. Sniping them. 360 no-scope your jokes.
360 no-scope your jokes. Wow. I think you're too old to make that joke. I'm sorry, buddy.
I'm right in the right age range for the start of first-person shooters being big.
Yeah,
I'm actually probably a little young. I'm too young to have played Doom competitively.
But now the youngsters have taken over, and now there's competitive Call of Duty and stuff like that. Yeah,
so. But that started with my generation.
Yeah, but they threw you aside, and now they've started their own generation.
I was never even there to be thrown aside. I'm horrible at first-person
Yeah, me
shooters.
too, actually.
I was the worst Halo player ever.
Yeah,
nobody wanted to have me on their team.
Hey, I believe that. You're not that good at first-person Magic games either, so
a little bit different.
A little bit. All right, so for my end, I'm taking out 2 Parcel Beasts, 2 Awakeners, and 1 Genesis Ultimatum. This is a deck where you kind of want a little spread of your elementals, even though some of them aren't great. Thunderkin Awakener is really not that good at playing defense, but it is great at really pushing through and having those really explosive turns like we saw last game. Parcel Beast also, I think, is just one of the weaker cards in the deck when you're trying to be aggressive. If we're going the long game, it does a lot of heavy lifting. And then we're taking out 1 of our 7 mana spells, just to not be too clunky. And then bringing in some Scorching Dragonfires. And Healer of the Glade. I think this card is heinous, but it was in the sideboard, and I mean, it makes sense for aggro decks, and I actually think it's going to be quite good in this matchup, so I think it's worth it.
It depends on how the aggro matchup is approaching you. If I were playing something like,
Embercleave. Embercleave, it's bad.
Embercleave decks, or like the old white aggro decks, like venerated Loxodons that are going wide and then making a big battlefield. Like gaining a little bit of extra life against those decks is not very good.
But when you're trying to flare me out and stuff, like it's actually perfect.
Yeah, no, I think it's excellent. This matchup.
Yeah. So let's give it a shot. Let's try it here. I will be presenting my companion, so I will have one more card than you. And when I draw, because I'm on the draw, I'm gonna have 2 more cards than you, but after I mulligan, but after I mulligan, I'm going to be down to 4 Magic cards.
We did have one question. So if there was a tournament tomorrow, after seeing what you saw yesterday, what deck would you choose to play?
Jeskai Control. I am a huge fan of week 1 control decks, as of blue-white control at the start of the last season. I think decks are just not finely tuned enough, and I think control decks can really prey on them, and I think the Jeskai Ultimatum is able to basically replace Dream Trawler as a win con and then just play Shark Tornadoes. And let me tell you, that card is already really good. I mean, getting through Teferi, static ability, Time Raveler static abilities, being able to just ambush block something, as well as just casting the card I found to be quite good. And also, it's really tilting for your viewers whenever you make a very tiny shark and then you start singing the Baby Shark song. So that's for those reasons I would play Jeskai Control.
I would certainly register some form of blue flash deck. If the metagame were more aggressive, I would go with Is It, but it doesn't seem very aggressive right now.
Yeah.
So I would be between Mono Blue and Temur.
Yeah.
But not sure which one, but it would definitely be, an Octopus flash deck.
Temur looked better to me, personally. I mean, I think just... surprisingly, that card that gave you flash stuff, made it cheaper and stuff, you get to do some really disgusting lines, like just playing that on turn 4, playing that and Brazen Bar or something, it surprised me. And I thought it'd be terrible.
Even though it was just a 2/2?
Yeah. Because, I mean, it's kind of like... 5th, 6th, 7th Brineborn Cutthroat. That's not quite as good, but it definitely serves its role. And you kind of want one of each at some point. But Dirgebat. Yeah. Dirgebat's the real deal.
Yeah. And helping out Dirgebat and helping out Voracious Great Shark.
Yeah.
Seems good with that card. So, yeah, Temur is definitely the more powerful of the two.
Yeah.
Mono Blue has my heart, though.
I know it does. Has your heart because it's filled up your trophy mantle a little bit, huh?
Who am I to deny what the heart wants?
I hear you. Okay, I think I'm going to keep this. Looking at my hand, I'm like, God, you really have a hole in the curve that really needs filling. And then I'm just like, oh, yeah, I have 8 cards. So it's perfect now,
My hand looks awkward because I don't have red mana, but I have 2 white cards to play on the first 2 turns, and then I'm just cycling, so who cares?
Okay.
Flourishing Fox.
You're going to find it.
Yeah, and then by the time I need red mana for Zenith Flare, I'll have seen 12 cards.
Yeah, then you're there. Okay, so we're just going to go with Steam Vents and pass. Drew an interesting one there, but...
Okay, I will play a Valiant Rescuer and attack for 1.
Okay.
You're at 19.
19.
Pass a turn. And now I've got a pretty threatening battlefield just on turn 2, so really needs a Scorching Dragonfire, but Corey is looking calm over there. I think he's got it.
Calm, cool, collected, all of those things. I'm just deciding which land to play here. I think we're just going to go with...
You can't Karenga if you play an island. Not Karenga.
I know. That really is the question. Yeah, I think I am going to take 2 and Dragonfire this 3/1.
So you're at 17?
Yep, your turn.
Fortunately exiled, so it will not count for Zenith Flare.
It will not.
But I've got another Valiant Rescuer.
Okay.
I can cycle a Footfall Crater, get a counter and a token, and attack for 2.
Scary. All right, 15.
Pass the turn.
Okay. Now I want to try to soak up some life loss here by going like healer. Go to 18.
Yep.
Take 2 down to 16 and then play one of these. All right, your go.
Healer is very annoying. That's a really good 2 turns from Corey.
Not bad, huh?
So you're at 16 right now?
Correct.
I am going to shock to 18.
Okay.
Play a Dranith Stinger.
Okay.
Cycle Footfall Crater, get a 1/1, deal you 1, get a counter on Fox.
Okay, so I'm at 14.
Yep, you're at 15, right?
16. Oh, yeah, 15. Yep.
And
Thought I was at 15.
Could attack with everything, but then I think you just go block rescuer, block here, take 3. So it doesn't really increase the potential damage output and throws away my rescuer. So I'll just attack for 3.
Just attacking for 3, huh?
Might take this if you've got an Omnath next turn and you want to kill the fox.
Yeah, I got some options here. I think I kind of got an interesting sequence here. I'm gonna block.
Okay, pass the turn.
Okay. Now we're gonna go. I'm gonna cast this.
Yep.
Awakener. I'll attack, and this comes into play. Attack. I don't think it says tap though. Return up the bell. Oh, tapped and attacking because it does have vigilance now, but it's also so I go to
gain 3 to 18.
18. Yep, and then these are coming in.
And that's a 2/3.
Yes. Yep.
This is gonna get sacked on end step.
It will. Yep.
Okay, I am going to double block this. I think.
Okay.
I could trade with just rescuer. I think rescuer is going to be better than Dranith Stinger.
Okay. Okay, take 2, kill the Stinger.
I'm at 16, you're at 18.
Yep, and then these are both going to die, and pass to you.
Okay, I would love a Snapdax.
Snapdax would be good, yeah.
You would then take 15, and your hero would be dead.
Don't do that.
It's not the worst.
Okay.
Because it cycles.
Okay, yep,
We'll get
they
a counter,
all do.
Get a token.
Sure.
And this. At this point, I'm running low on cyclers, so I think it's just time to get in.
Okay. Now the question is, do I want to trade with Rescuer or just take my free block while I can? And I think I want to take my free block.
So you take 8?
Yep.
Brings you to 10?
Yep.
Pass the turn.
Okay.
You have 4 in hand?
Yep. So now the question is, do I want to attack?
Well, all your things have vigilance, so
Yep.
seems easy to just start this turn by attacking.
Yeah, but I'm worried about some kind of ambushing of some kind. But yeah, I know what you mean. And you're at 16?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna start with. This is kind of risky. I mean, I think I have to. Okay, take 2 down to 8.
Yep.
Mutate. Cascade.
Yeah.
Need something good, please. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. These are exiled. Omnath trigger. So we got 3 elementals. Let's try to kill this. And then attack for 6.
I am at 10.
Your turn. I'd like to survive this turn, please.
I will cycle Dranth Stinger, get a counter here.
Okay.
Attack with my creatures.
Well, I think I have 1 block that keeps me alive. Does your flare thing count all these? It's hard to know with the preview cards.
Yeah, all of these are cyclers. I have 6.
Okay. So I have 1 block, which sucks, but we'll just go like this.
And you have how many cards in hand?
I have 2.
So I think, given that you've made the block that keeps you alive, I should just kill this. Then I just leave you with Leafkin Druid. You're at 7.
Yeah.
You only have 2 cards in hand, but like land, ultimatum. That'd have to be red source, but outside of that, a 5/5 Fox should kind of dominate the battlefield. Yeah, I like that play. Okay, before damage, 6 to that thing.
Okay.
So they're both gonna die.
Yep.
I gain 6. I go to 16. You go to 7. Nothing on my side dies.
7. You go to 16. You said, right? Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right. Need a good draw. Oh, baby.
So you're at 5.
Yeah. Ultimatum.
Yep.
My hand was not great. So.
Needed a red source. Hit the red source.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ugh. It's not that good. So
4 lands and a Nissa.
Yeah. They all go into play, right?
Yeah.
No, they're permanents.
It's put any number of permanent cards from among them onto the battlefield and the rest into your hand.
Oh, okay.
So you can keep the cycling lands, I think.
Yeah.
In hand.
I'm going to keep some, I think.
You're going to keep at least 1 cycling land. The question is whether I think you want to keep a 2nd.
Yeah.
I don't think you want to keep a 3rd.
Yeah, I think I'll just keep 1 and then put Nissa into play. This is all just hoping I survive.
Yeah, you're at 5. I actually have just
you just have
Dragonfire for this.
Lame. Okay, well, I needed 1 more permanent. Seems like, that would have been so good.
Yeah.
That would have been so good.
This would have been awkward with the Dragonfire.
Yeah, that would have been insane. I mean, we hit what we needed, but yeah, just a little bit of a weak ultimatum there. And I wasn't able to capitalize, but those were close games. But that deck looked pretty impressive, I have to say.
Yeah, honestly.
Pretty scrappy.
When you think about the delta and power level between these 2 decks is gigantic.
Yeah,
but Zenith Flare is a very good card.
Zenith Flare is insane.
It's the real big payoff for this deck, and that's no surprise. That's what jumped off the page to me too.
Yeah,
we didn't really get to see a lot of Reptilian Reflection. Though that card can also be quite scary.
Yeah.
Flourishing Fox looked great, and you noted that one as well.
Flourishing Fox was awesome. Yep.
The fact that it just comes down so early.
Yeah.
You want to start cycling early and often to get to your Zenith Flares and fill your graveyard. You also want to be taking advantage of them. So when I started that game with Flourishing Fox into Defender, God, I can't.
The 3/1 recruiter or whatever.
Rescuer.
Yeah.
Like I have 2 things now that take advantage of cycling.
Yeah.
Already out on the play while you're untapping on your 2nd turn. If you let me untap with both of these, like I'm going off.
You are.
I'm cycling 2 or 3 cards. Suddenly I've got a huge battlefield.
3/3. You're hitting me for 6 on turn 3. You got 3 extra 1/1s into play. Like I agree.
And my Zenith Flares are set up. So
yeah. The only thing I'm worried about is like, okay, you do that, and I go Clarion. You do that, I go Shatter the Sky. So like Jeskai Fires, I bet would obliterate that deck. Obliterate it. I just couldn't see how it wouldn't.
I mean, the good. I mean, just like any aggro deck, like the good Clarion draws out of decks that main deck Clarion are going to be rough to beat.
But Jeskai Fires was literally built to beat aggro decks. So, I mean, it makes sense that would be a good matchup. I beat it pretty handily with Jeskai Control, but I had a 4 Scorching Dragonfire in the main, a lot of Shatter the Skies kind of stuff too. But the Fox was a card I was even considering for the Jeskai deck. You have Boon of the Wishes, Sharknado, just as neutralize as just a decent sideboard card. The Triome lands, just as one of those creatures that maybe can be a shock value when you're a control deck. I think it's still maybe not good enough, but still the cycle 1 is such low cost.
In that Legion Warboss role.
Yeah, right? Exactly. But Legion Warboss probably still better.
Yeah,
right?
It certainly has less upside, but I like the fact that, like you said, it has cycling 1, so when you drew Warboss on turn 7, you're like, this card's not great.
Yeah.
You could just cycle it away, dig towards your ultimatums, your more powerful effects.
Yeah.
Which is nice to have, but no, the deck is definitely just very good at getting damage through. Drain of Stinger, the early attackers, Fox looked good.
Yeah.
I was a little worried about this deck, but I came away impressed, and Zenith Flare is definitely...
Yeah, I thought that deck was pretty cool. I think there's a future there. And I mean, there's plenty of other, I guess there's not a lot of humans to search for. I'm thinking of Winona or whatever, that card.
Yeah.
Winona Ryder, I believe it is, right? That's what I kept thinking every time I saw that. But that card was messed up.
Yeah, when you're so Valiant Rescuer and Drannith Stinger and Drannith Healer are all humans.
Okay, I mean you need a mix of both, which is weird. You know, yeah. I played against the coolest Jeskai deck that played like that, and then you would flip into Haddock or whatever the 6-1 is.
Haktos.
Haktos, yeah.
Achilles.
Haktos, yeah. Haktos and like Agent of Treachery. For the humans.
Kenrith was another one that people were flipping into.
And then they had like Legion Warboss to be able to immediately tag with it.
Chandra.
Raise the alarm, brings in soldiers. You know, I mean, that was probably the coolest deck I played. And then you had like elite guard mages and stuff too. So like the deck looked good.
Yeah, that deck is good when it works, and then when it doesn't work, it looks heinous.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of weird creatures.
Yeah,
so.
that don't really work well together.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so that's going to do it for round one. Ross takes that one down. Next, we got my favorite deck, Jeskai Control, the deck that I was kind of tuning all day yesterday, up against your baby.
This is going to be Mono Blue Flash. This is a list from Todd Anderson. It is in his article. It is live on Star City Games right now. So we're going to put some Flash decks to the test against heavy removal.
It's going to be interesting because game one, I don't think I think you're going to be heavily favored. You know, but then with the addition of Mystical Disputes, you know, I lost to the Flash twice when I played it yesterday. But these were best of ones. I'm really curious to see if the updated version I have has enough spot removal and stuff to deal with it, and then post board if I can do some damage with disputes and stuff. So stay tuned. We're going to take a short 5-minute break, and then we'll be right back here for round number 2 on Versus Live.